Hello and welcome to Taekwondo Training. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. Joining me on today's show, good friend of mine. I've known him many, many years. Excelled in every sport that he ever played. All right, and I think he was in the he was actually in the martial arts in the cradle at the martial arts school, as my wife was the secretary and I was teaching classes. So he grew up with black belts and grandmasters and masters his whole life. Got himself dabbled into a little boxing. Unbelievable football player. Holds a couple of records, I think, for Greater Lowell still. My son, Jimmy Lemire. Thank you. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate that. What we're going to do is we're going to just go offbeat a little, and we're going to work on a little boxing. We both love boxing. Jimmy's a little unorthodox with his style, and but he does well. And he's just a powerful, powerful person. So what he does is he'll set someone up, and then we're gonna go through that. Set someone up, and we talked about it right before the show, and he was confusing me, going southpaw, and then that's when you're
all
not
about mind games.
A mind game. He wants to play that mind game. So Jim, what we're gonna do is we're going to do a couple of moves, and Jimmy's going to show you what he likes to do, and then we're going to see, how effective it is. I'm going to do a move here and there, and going to go slow. If you like what you see, then you can practice it. Show me what we're going to do here with that the crazy moves.
So I grew up. My favorite boxer was Roy Jones Jr.
Roy
to
Jones,
me, he's the GOAT.
Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr. Okay. Pound for pound, the best for years and years.
Okay, so.
And I don't think I've ever seen the man put his hands up and fight. Everything was kind of just head bobbing,
loose
weaving,
as
as
loose as he can.
And by doing this, he set the guy up by able to go, lefty, righty, southpaw, upside down. He was in, out, and you could never hit the guy. Everything you did, everything was back here.
That's right.
And it would just get in your head.
It's fast.
Eventually, you would make a mistake, and he would capitalize one shot.
Now, you practiced that. You studied certain moves that you liked, and you practiced it when you were in when you were training sparring, and it was working.
It hasn't let me down yet.
Hasn't let you down yet. So show me. So I'm going to be a boxer, and I'm going to be coming at Jimmy, and he's going to show you how he moved around compared to how normal boxers. So I'll be kind of straight in like this, right? Now he's going to be moving around. Now, see how he's turning back and forth? That confuses you.
Yeah, you don't know whether I'm a lefty.
I don't know if he's lefty or righty. Yeah.
Where's my power hand? Which one is it?
Right.
And I always start lefty to get you that mindset that my right is my power.
Right.
My left is my power, which it's not even close.
Right.
Hit to my right.
Right. So but I don't know. Now I'm seeing a lefty.
Yep. And I'm whacking, I'm dodging, I'm just coming in. I'm in and out, in and out.
Right.
I'm never giving you a clean shot.
Right.
At all.
Right. Because I want to try to come in your movement.
Roll.
And then
now you're thinking, what's he doing? All right, I got to get out of his power.
Right.
He thinks my left,
right,
which is actually my right. So you're stepping that way, and I'm coming this way.
Right. Okay. So you show them again. So this is a little strategy. He's starting southpaw, which means he's starting like he's a lefty. Now I'm a fighter thinking, all right, I got a southpaw I got to work with, right? I don't know where his strong hand is because you want to stay away from the strong hand. All right, so now all of a sudden, I'm going to try to come here, and I'm going on the outside where his strong hand is, right?
I'm never square with you either.
And he's not square, right?
I'm always kind of ready to escape, ready to get in, get out.
And you get me going to that way. You're making me move.
Changing my levels of height.
Right.
You don't know
you're constantly moving, right?
I'd give you one of these, another jab, then I would turn.
Now you turn. Now
I'm assuming you're going to roll to my right.
Yeah, because I think I don't know what you have strong.
So I'm going to give you one of these, and then boom.
You come in straight. Call that a hook.
Yep.
A nice hook. And you got film of that.
Yeah.
Jimmy, a couple of years ago, and you're in your 40s.
Wow.
And he was in his 40s. He did a charity event. Boy, laid out this poor kid. I felt bad for the kid. Look, how many rounds did you go?
One.
It was one round.
Just barely one round. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe 45 to 50 seconds.
Okay.
And
it was a long round, yeah.
Not going to lie, I was done.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Well, you probably didn't even train, right?
No, not at all.
No. What else is new, right? You're going on gut instinct. Well, Jimmy owns his own business, Extreme Measures, and works 7 days a week. So when you work 7 days a week and probably most of his life, 10, 11 hours a day, that's where his shape is. All right, so he doesn't have the time. You wouldn't have the time.
I don't go to
but,
the gym, don't work out.
And yeah, look at you. And but constant movement, construction, and heavy work, and you're working out almost like you were at the
10
gym.
10 hours a day.
Like you were at the gym every day.
7 days a week, 10 hours.
So that's where the power is. So you got to get rid of the guy quick.
And I mean, again, like you said, I was this big when I put my first uniform on.
That's right.
Taekwondo. So I learned how to punch. I learned how to. Granted,
lived it.
I went my own way with certain aspects of the fighting game, but
you lived it. You lived it. You
I
have your
learned
style.
how to do things and have that structure in fighting and know how to fight.
I think you were 12. 12 when you won the
Yep.
was it the state championship in New Hampshire?
100%. Yep.
And he fought, I don't know how many, 5, 6 fights that. And we're going to talk about this. We're doing a podcast after this show. We're going to talk about Jimmy's life. And boy, there's a lot to talk about. I could do 5 shows with this. But as a little kid, and I remember that fight, and we have it on film. And he fought all day, and he was hurting. You hurt after 8 fights or 5 fights or whatever it is. And then he had to fight the champ, and the champ was good too. So all of a sudden, I remember it had to be the 3rd round, and it was close. Jimmy come back, and he always had asthma and bronchitis, and all, so he always had a hard time breathing. He can't even breathe, and he's hurting, and he's going, Dad, I'm hurting. And I remember saying to Jimmy, I said, Jim, I know you're hurting, but he's hurting, but listen to me, when that gold medal's around your neck, I said, when that gold medal's around your neck, the pain's going away. He wins the fight. He went crazy that last round. Yeah. He wanted it, and all of a sudden,
left it all on the floor that day.
I think I got to put the medal on you, and I says, "Can you feel the pain?" He goes, "No, there's no more pain."
What pain?
No more pain. Yeah, so that's a pretty good. Your jab. Now I noticed your jab on your right is just a good jab for the right. I mean, it's
I don't know if you remember, but Mr. Lee, your
right
Grandmaster Lee.
Yeah.
He used to tell me, you punch better than your father.
Oh,
and he didn't like that.
Oh, no, he said that a lot. Yeah.
But, I mean, I just had that ambidextrous ability to do that.
Right,
I can't throw left. I can't bat left.
Doesn't matter, yeah.
For some reason, I can snap the punch out on both ways.
Right, yeah. And even though you say you're left, if you're jabbing with your right, you clock me with your left. All right, if you throw that, boom.
There's power
it'll
there,
do
but
a little
it's
damage. Nothing like the right, because everything's going to be on the right. When do that without me, and I want to show. Watch his hips and watch his body as he's doing that. All right, see, go ahead, yeah. See how he's moving his foot in, and his hip goes in with it. His hip goes in with it. As he's moving, it's pop, and as you pop, it's all hip jog. Same as the martial arts. When we throw punches or we throw any kind of moves, everything's with the hip jog. Boxing is the same way. And I say the hip jog is in golf,
everything,
throwing a football, everything. Yep. I mean, try to bat like this. You can't. And
kicking a football.
Kicking a football. Everything
is me ripping through it.
You have to. You still hold the record, freshman at Greater Lowell that you know of? For kicking?
I doubt it. That was 100 years ago. But.
All right. Are they still undefeated, the freshmen?
No, that's the only thing.
We're going to talk about it. Yeah, we're going to be on a podcast right after this show. Taekwondo, Grandmaster Bob Lemire. Follow the podcast. You'll see this show also. It's on YouTube. And we're going to talk about all that. All right. I'm going to show you a nice little move that I like, all right? And this is just kind of a martial art. It's boxing, but it's a martial art type of block, and you can snap it either way, right or left. So as he's coming in, look at this. My hand's here. So now I'm not going to be doing this flashy stuff. I'm going to be straight up here, boom. Right? So as I'm here and he throws the jab and he's throwing a jab, as I'm hitting him here, it kind of brings him in a little, or boom, all right, or boom. All right. See, I'm up here. Drop. All right? I'm dropping that quick. So if your hands are here, boom. All right?
And I can't defend it because my hand's here. Even if and again, I don't put my hands up because I'm a dummy.
Right.
But if I give you one of these, look at my hand, you just,
So I can here, block, and my hand's here. And then come back here. That's a move I used to really like. I fought in the Golden Gloves. I was training. That worked in the gym, training. Oh, it worked in the gym. And I went up to Maine. Very first fight I fought was a professional fight. My name was Ron Perry. They gave me a name. That was to tune me up for the gloves, which is amateur. You don't go backwards like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, I did that, and I fought, and did really well in Maine. So now I think I was the big shot. I had this move down. Then I fought this seasoned fighter in the gloves. I went like this, went to throw. He blocked me, and then just pummeled me. He counted my counter, and I'm like, where did that come from?
I think he got him once, and he goes, not again. You won't get me again.
Yeah, no, yeah. We went 3 rounds, and it got close at the end because for some reason I popped him in the nose, and he didn't like bleeding. But I lost that, and then I gave up. No more fighting. I says.
I won, and I gave up.
Yeah. Boxing's a beautiful sport, but if you go professional, you fight a lot. You take the beating. You take the beating. And back in the day, there was no gear. You hardly wore it. No. I don't remember wearing it even training. But now you walk in that thing, they want you wearing it, which is the greatest thing in the world. Because how many concussions do you think you had from football? Right?
I can't count that high.
Played football 100 years for crying out loud, and middle linebacker.
Old helmets, lead with the head, breaking every rule you could.
Oh, Jesus.
Like
where's OSHA? Where's OSHA when you want him? You know what I'm saying? So, all right, how about uppercuts? Did you?
Oh, I love them.
All right, let's do an uppercut.
Roy Jones Jr., but nobody did it better than Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
But again, because I'm down here, I'm not up here with you.
Right.
So in order to get down there, I got to come up like this.
Right.
But if I'm already down here,
right,
and I give you one of these and then come.
So
I'm already loading.
You're coming in with that.
Bang.
In my face. Oh, straight up.
Because I'm already down in this unnatural position.
Right.
The whole fight. You don't know why I'm down there.
Right.
Again, head height, changing levels.
Okay. Yeah. So you're moving around, and bah. All right. So we're close. We're getting close. We're here. Bah. Now watch it. I'm not gonna be near him. Watch his hip as he comes up with the uppercut. See how he snaps that up. Watch his back foot. His back foot, it brings it up, and that's how you get the power. Because you can't go. I hate doing that on TV because it looks so bad. Hey, look, I'm going to hit you.
The old school fighters, you know.
Well, yeah. So he just mentioned Mike Tyson.
Best uppercut puncher I've ever seen.
And what he would like to do, right, this is a nice. We're fighting in here now. Mike didn't care what you did to him. Keep going punching because his hands are here. He ain't moving, but he's going to come in and he's a bull. Yep. And he could fight inside like no man I ever met or I ever seen in my life. So what he would love, one of his favorites, would come in with a body shot to the ribs, and that would knock you out. But as he would do that, the guy would flinch like that. Then he'd come up. He'd come up straight. So he'd come in, boom, here, and then see how I'm coming up? I'm riding. He would knock him out. He'd just knock him out. That was one of his favorites. Huh? And if he hits you with a hook or a body shot, I don't care if you've got the whole pads here, it goes through it and it cracks the rib.
He lifted Frank Bruno off, and Frank Bruno was this much bigger than him. Lifted him off the mat with a body shot.
The bigger the better it would be for him. You know, you always said a big box is going to win. No, you got to get this little guy, and how are you going to give him an uppercut? He's down there.
He has to come down to you, and
he's got to come down.
There.
That's right.
Everything's explosive.
And everything Tyson would do would be explosive. Yep. He'd come in, and as I say, the uppercut. The hips mean everything. In the martial arts, Taekwondo, you don't have hips in your training. You're doing it wrong. All right? If you're a black belt and I look and I don't see those hips moving when you're moving, forget it. There's something wrong. Boxing's the same way. And as he moves around, watch, you're going to throw some punches, and watch his hips, even if it's with jabs, like boom, boom. The hips are loose. See how everything's loose on his legs, his upper body. He's right. And it's not like you spent years and years in the boxing gym.
Not at all. Just watching.
But there's a lot of martial arts too. A lot of, just watching him.
Yep.
it's almost better that you didn't pursue the thing. Like myself.
I'm already a little punchy to begin with. So.
we don't need, you take so many shots, and they say professional boxers and stuff, and they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money, but their longevity, because you keep getting hit in the head, and you've seen it with many boxers. I won't even name a lot of great boxers. They're walking around and they're hurt because you can only juggle that mind, that brain, so many times. You know. So when I'm looking at Jimmy, Jimmy's got a nice stance, all right, and now he's crouching low, and that's almost like Roy and Tyson. Tyson is coming in like
more
this,
compacted,
right. Where Muhammad Ali and Sugar Ray Leonard, right? They'd be up
but they
almost.
Were tall. They were tall.
Yeah, and coming back and rope-a-dope and here.
Yep.
And that's how they would fight also when they knew that they had their opponent, one of these. Muhammad Ali would be like
mind games. Sugar Ray with the.
Yeah. But you start doing that, and you know, it's good to be flashy, but you start doing that and you get popped. It's kind of embarrassing, especially when they knock you out.
Yeah.
And so we're up here, we're boxing. And here's another combination I like, all right? So we're here, bah, all right, bah, bah, bah. Then come in, all right? So I'm here, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Come in here, and I'm working in nice and tight onto his body.
Because I'm protecting my head, you just hit me 3 times.
Right. Once you start hitting the body, that's why a lot of boxers do a lot of shots here, because now all of a sudden they're trying to bring, and they're watching them, or if their hands are down here, now they're going to try to go up higher.
Well, what's the rule? You break the body, the hands come to protect.
The hands come down, right?
It's going to open up your head.
And you wouldn't think the body would take that. It would take that much to hurt the body, but oh my God!
Liver shot, kidney shot.
You've had broken your broken floating ribs.
Yep.
And these floating ribs break like that. You can't breathe. Last thing you want to do is fight. And I've seen some fighters go another 2 or 3 rounds with broken rib. And they're fighting like this because you can't get hit again.
Adrenaline only lasts so long, too.
And the pain, every time you move and breathe with broken ribs. Did you ever break ribs? Yeah, you've had broken ribs.
I did, yeah.
Football,
I didn't like it at all.
Well,
I broke the front, though, not the back.
Yeah.
I took a helmet.
Yeah, that's probably worse. Because the floating ribs, they're like this. There's nothing holding them. Yeah. And then they'll get back.
It was a fracture, but it hurt for a month.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly.
Breathing hurts.
And
no sleeping. Yeah.
It's a constant cramp.
That's what I'm saying. Jimmy grew up in the martial art world, in the football world. I think you started football 7.
Yeah, it was a helmet with
6.
feet. Yeah.
A helmet with feet.
Literally.
And become, and we're going to talk about that at the show, a phenomenal football player. But if you're around the martial arts, or even if you watch the show a lot of people tell me, I see people in the store, hey, my kids started watching you. I've been doing this almost 33 years. Yep. He says, my kid started watching, he was 5. He's 30-something now, he's still watching. My grandkids are watching you. I says, wow, if you're around that your whole life, you know how tough your body has to be, all right? And then once he starts, I mean, I've worked with Jimmy. We worked for maybe 2 years together.
I think it was close to 5.
Oh,
it was a minute.
That many?
It was a minute. Yeah.
Wow. Well, we worked together.
Felt like 20.
I was in my 50s, and trying to keep up with this guy, and it's just bull work and strong and hammers and ladders and whatever. We did
3
everything.
bundles of shingles up at a time.
Yeah, there's another story right there. He'd grab 2 bundles and I'd cut one in half, and I'd crawl up the ladder. But you know what? It's funny because that's Rocky. All right, that's why you go into a ring and you're looking at the minute you walked in the ring with this guy. Was it? Oh, forget it.
No.
There's nothing there. You can tell. You
Mr.
shake
T,
their hands.
dead meat.
You shake their hands and you look and you go, no, that handshake ain't gonna make it.
No.
Yeah, it is how much damage you're gonna do. But you got to do it quick, especially if he's in shape.
Which he was.
And your cardiovascular and your breathing is good. He should have ran, and he should have ran for 2 and exhausted you like.
I got lucky and I got him, and once I got him, the fight was. They should have stopped it. They let it continue, and At that point,
Yeah.
I'm going to knock him out because I can't go round 2.
Right.
I'm going to stroke out.
Right. And the funny thing is, you didn't fight. You did a lot of martial art fighting and did really well at tournaments, state championships, and everything when he was younger. But once this guy was down and he's showing me the video, they says, "Go to your neutral corner." Jimmy walks over the guy like this.
I don't know the rules.
Well, no, he goes, "All right, the corner's over there."
It was in my way.
Get this guy. I said, "Jimmy," but it wasn't disrespectful. It was just, I'm done. I'm out of here. I
barely walk over there. I was so tired.
That's so funny. And what did you do for training? How was your training for?
So it all started out with, I was just doing it as stay in shape at not Planet Fitness, I'm sorry, Title Boxing in Manchester.
Yeah.
And my boxing coach was an MMA champion.
All right.
And he was like, "Hey, listen, I've seen you hit the bag. I know you can hit.
Oh, yeah.
I know your cardio is not where it should be, but would you be willing to come to this, charity event for my family and another couple families?" I said, "Absolutely, without question."
Right.
"How long do I have to train for?" He goes, "It's tomorrow night." I looked at my wife. She shook her head no. I said, "I'm in." And I just jumped on the grenade.
Tomorrow night. Well, you didn't go running?
Running? I didn't even think I owned running shoes at the time. But it was just heavy bag, all heavy bag work, and then they would do a lot of parrying and a lot of
yeah, but the heavy bag, if you're doing it and you're doing it by minutes, that's kind of like running.
Oh, it was exhausting what they used to do to us.
Oh, yeah.
It was nonstop.
Right, yeah. And the MMA?
We did a little MMA. It wasn't actually a boxing match I was in. It was actually a kickboxing match.
Oh, I didn't see any kicking.
And he saw me, because I did one kick and
then
the rest of them were punches.
Yeah.
But my coach said, "Don't kick him.
Yeah.
You can kick. I don't know if this guy can, but he know I can kick."
It's a charity thing.
Don't kill the kid on charity, yeah.
Because he was going to kill you if he could. But
I would have.
And the funny thing is, you realized after that, you said, if you were younger, you would have been a great boxer.
Put the groundwork in, the road work, you just get in the shape.
You got to start at an earlier age. When I say earlier, it could be in the 17, 18, 20 years old. But once you start getting 40 and stuff, and you're working every day, it's not like, "Oh, I won't work for this week." You're at work, and you're trying to get, you got a life, you got children, and here you are.
Trying to make it happen.
Trying to make it happen. And that just doesn't work. So when you see different styles, Jimmy has a whole different style, and a lot of people, and most people, pick a style of their favorite boxer. I know I used to kind of like watching Sugar Ray and do this, but then all of a sudden I tried to make sure that I saw Tyson, and I said, "Wait a minute, I can't do that because I'm not that kind of a guy."
Yeah.
But do both.
Yeah.
So move around, keep your hands up.
Confuse me as much as you can.
Just keep moving around, and when you do this moving around, watch. He's got to keep the balance. All right. He's almost like in a fighting stance, and he's keeping the balance, moving around, and never straight together or never flat this way.
Never in front of each other.
Always in that fighting
turned.
stance, right? Always in that fighting stance, and on your toes. Knees are always bent, ankles. Look at.
I mean, I'll get down really low too.
Right. So how do I fight that? That's hard to do.
You better be.
I got to come in, and but in the meantime, you're coming in, right? Yeah. Was there anybody training, or is that you just jumped into the?
I just watched him, and he was my favorite fighter. I mean, guy used to dance. I mean, I watched him hit a guy, stop and shimmy like this, and go right back to fight.
That was a class. That was what a lot of them were doing. I wasn't. He was a little too after my time because I was more Sugar Ray Leonard with Roberto Duran and those guys, and they were more up fighting but still
Marvin Hagler just
right. Marvin Hagler moving, but it's how it evolves. It's how that whole thing. And now you got the MMA and McGregor and all those. I don't know anything about any of that. Well, the problem is once he gets tagged, it's like he deserved it.
The game's over,
Yeah. You can only be so arrogant. Although Muhammad Ali made arrogance into money and people loving boxing because.
Or hated him so much you had to watch him get knocked out.
That's how it
loved
started.
Him to watch him knock somebody.
That's
either way.
He was brilliant. Yep. My father said, "Who is it?" Because he was Joe Louis, and he was, and who's this guy?
Joe Frazier. Joe Frazier.
Well, yeah, but Frazier wasn't even when Muhammad Ali started. Yeah. It was like
Sonny Liston,
Sonny,
Joe.
yeah, Dempsey and Joe. And it's like those were fighters who were, who's this guy with the mouth? Then all of a sudden, your grandfather, he taught me not to like Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay at the time. And so I didn't like him. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years go by, I go, this guy's funny.
How do you not like him?
How do you not like him? And he was great with people. Yeah. He was a showman.
Yeah.
And that's what Roy Jones.
Back in a time of racial divide, and they didn't want to see him speaking the way he spoke.
No, that's right.
Too much.
Yeah. But changed boxing. Changed boxing forever.
He changed sports.
Changed sports forever. Yeah, he did, and made it kind of fun. Mm-hmm. And when you say, what are you talking about? You look at the Red Sox, the idiots.
Goofy,
and the goofier you are, or the more out of place you are, the more people like it.
Gronkowski, the big goofball.
That's right, Gronkowski, right, Gronk. And you love him. What's he going to do next? Because you don't want, boring is boring, and good is good.
You want to attract that money.
You want to laugh while you're at it,
Exactly.
Jimmy, there's our half hour right
Thank
there.
You, sir.
Next time I'm going to grab Jimmy, we're going to do some kicks, or we'll do some pads, some Taekwondo kicks and stuff. Hope you enjoyed the show. Again, if you want to watch this show on YouTube and the podcast on YouTube, Taekwondo Grandmaster Bob Lemire, Google that on YouTube and you'll catch all the shows. We got a lot of shows. So till next time, have fun and train hard.